certainly hope you're having a great Monday. Tell you what, the weather, it was not so great earlier. We still have flash flood warnings that are in place for parts of Knoxville and Knox County. I wanted to bring you this latest live stream from our Channel 10 streaming center and update you on the expectation going forward the rest of this evening, overnight, and what we can expect going forward into our Tuesday and the rest of the week. Very heavy rainfall. Two factors played a role today to give us the flooding: slow-moving storms and heavy rainfall. Very tropical, rich, humid air in place with a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, a disturbance moving in, slow-moving storms and heavy rain. That's the recipe for flooding. We saw widespread 2 to 4 inch rainfall amounts in about 2 hours time in some areas. So it was a heavy rainfall event producing some flash flooding, and that's the nature of flash flooding: rapidly rising water in a short period of time. The water comes down too quick, it basically overwhelms any infiltration of the ground. It runs off, fills the creeks and streams, overflows, and that's where we get those street flooding and even some other flash flooding. So that was the nature of what we saw earlier. Let me update you. This is what we're seeing right now. I'll go ahead and take it full. We have two different flash flood warnings. One includes Knoxville until 9:30, an additional flash flood warning right here that's just to the north. This was an extension because the heavier showers and thunderstorms from earlier this afternoon, they were continuing to move northward. Now, the good news, and I'm going to go ahead and loop this right now, we're seeing the rainfall rates have come way down. So we're not looking at nearly the intensity of rainfall. Matter of fact, the rain is starting to taper in Knoxville. It's slowly moving off to the north, and high-res models were showing that. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. The heaviest rains have continuing to let up a little bit. You can see we no longer have a lot of the yellow, orange, and red colors that we did earlier. We have still some yellow, but the green and yellow colors, that's the light to moderate rain up on our legend right here. And that's making its way up through North Knox County. But nonetheless, again, we do have that flash flood warning that does include just north of Knoxville until 10:30. That was the most recent one with Doppler radar estimates in around 2.5, almost 3 inches in some of those areas. So let me back it up just a little bit and show you what's happening across East Tennessee. And again, I hope you're having a good start to your week and a good Monday. Earlier today, it was absolutely pouring in downtown Knoxville. We still have some lingering light rains. The rain's starting to let up. We still have it raining pretty decently outside our station right now when I just checked out the parking lot. And again, we've had 2 to 3 inches plus in parts of North Knoxville. But here's what it looks like in Market Square. You can see some folks walking by and not needing the umbrellas right now. So the rain is starting to let up and the skies are starting to improve. Visibility's coming up a little bit. That's a live view of downtown Knoxville. It is warm, humid, and tropical, 73 with a dew point of 70. That's the juice, the moisture in the atmosphere. It was so humid today, and that led to the heavy rainfall, 90% humidity. So here's what we're looking at. Just wanted to show you, as far as the airport, just right around 0.6 of an inch of rain, just under that so far. Not nearly as much rain at the airport compared to what parts of Knoxville got. Again, we're talking about 2 to 3, even 2 to 4 inches of rain. I'll show you that in a moment, but that's a look right there. As far as the airport, about 0.6 of an inch of rain for today, and right around that for the month. 83 was our high, our average high is 84. Looking ahead to tomorrow. Here's what we're looking at: a warm night tonight. Now, the rain will taper this evening. The good news, we're going to see, because we don't want more flooding at night, right? We're looking at the rainfall tapering this evening and a quieter overnight. That's the good news as we go through the overnight hours. So we're expecting the rain to taper this evening, quieter weather overnight. Still continue to watch out for high water and avoid flooded roadways this evening until those water levels sufficiently recede. So that's the most important advice. Whenever we have heavy rain and flooding, avoid flooded roadways. 78 as we move through the day tomorrow at noontime, 84 for your Tuesday afternoon. More scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected to redevelop later in the afternoon into tomorrow night. We'll take an updated look at our high-res model forecast in just a moment. Let's go ahead and talk about the next 3 days, and then we'll get right to our radar and futurecast, and we'll go to the 7th day after that and conclude. But here's what we're looking at the next 3 days. Scattered showers and storms expected to redevelop as we get later on into the afternoon and evening. And then we're talking about, the conditions also giving us more showers and some of those heavier thunderstorms once we get into our late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning. So another disturbance could bring some heavy rainfall. We'll have to watch that one. Early Wednesday morning, looks like that may be northern areas, but later Wednesday into Thursday, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a drier pattern. As the rain chances go down, the temperatures go up. So look at our Wednesday and Thursday. We're talking about 87 on Wednesday and 89, near 90 on Thursday. It's still going to be very warm and humid for the rest of the week. All right, so right back to radar. Here's what we're looking at right now. And again, kind of come back out full. We're seeing another batch of some moderate to heavier showers on the plateau because you got a little bit of recovery on the plateau in the western Southern Valley after earlier days showers and storms. But this is what we saw. This is the past 3 hours. And again, we saw those heavier showers and thunderstorms right up over Knoxville, very slow moving. That prompted the flash flood warnings and earlier parts of Blount, Sevier counties on up into parts of Knox, Jefferson, Granger County on up into the Lakeway area and parts of Kentucky. But again, that was the 3-hour radar loop. So let's go back and talk about the current warnings. Again, the one for Knoxville is till 9:30, still some high water issues. The water levels will start to recede as we go through the rest of this evening. But even after it stops raining, and it's starting to stop raining now, the water levels could still take a while to recede. So it's not just all while it's raining. It takes a while when you have a lot of runoff and flooding. It'll take a while for sometimes those water levels to recede. But the nature of flash flooding is rapidly rising water, and once it stops raining, shortly after, the water levels typically come on down quickly. But again, wait till those water levels recede, avoid any flooded roads, and be mindful and stay weather alert and be cautious on the roads because we still have a lot of water issues. So this one's till 9:30 for Knoxville. This is the flash flood warning till 10:30. And again, it's going to take more recent rains will take a little bit longer for some of these creeks and streams to recede. And also the high water on area roads. So if you live and have to drive through a flood prone area, just be advised of that. Avoid those low spots and where the roads are flooded. Get a workaround, get a detour. Again, just avoid flooded roads. You don't want to stall out, number one. Number two, it could be dangerous. All right, so there's a double factor of having to drive through a flooded road. Just avoid it and be safe. So that's what we're looking at over the past 2 hours. Again, as we already talked about, those showers continue to move through. Take a look. These are Doppler radar estimates. But Doppler radar is estimating nearly 4 inches of rain just north and east of Knoxville. We've definitely had to the 2 to 3 inches confirmed across many parts of Knoxville and Knox County. That may be a little high, but nearly 4 inches of rain. And let me go ahead and widen out and show you what we're looking at as far as not only Knoxville, again, just under 4 inches, but check out between Seymour and Kodak, 3.5 inches. So widespread moderate to heavy rains, I should say, from Knoxville and Knox County down into Sevier County, where we had 2.5 to 3.5 inches of rain, and also parts of Blount County, 411 between Maryville and Seymour, and around Wallen as well. Yeah, heavy rainfall coming up 411 from Maryville to Seymour. That's an estimate of 2.5 to 3 inches as well. And as you look down near Gatlinburg, over 2.5 inches. Pigeon Forge area and around Dollywood, again, these are some spot totals, just over 1.5 inches. So basically a 2 to 4 inch rainfall event for several counties, including Knox, Blount, and Sevier counties from earlier today due to the slow movement of those showers and storms. So this is what we're seeing right now. Again, the rains are continuing to track as we bring it out wide now to the north and east. They're starting to taper. Again, those showers that are up on the plateau that redeveloped just had a little bit of recovery. We want to go ahead and show you the future cast, and we'll walk it forward. So between now and 10 p.m., again, we're going to see the showers continue to exit on to the north and east. If we see any additional spotty light showers, not expecting anything as far as significant from that. So we could have some spotty light showers, but the heaviest rains are already starting to taper, and that trend continues through this evening. So we do have it, as I'll show you in just a moment, a flood watch in place till 9, so that pretty much covers that. Now, the rest of tonight into tomorrow, we're quieter. We do have a chance for some scatter showers Tuesday morning. The next best chance is going to come later Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night ahead of the next disturbance expected to move on in. And we'll talk more about that in our regional view. Looking ahead to our Tuesday, again, we mentioned that chance for more showers and storms tomorrow afternoon and evening. There is that elevated risk south of Knoxville across southern areas and back onto the plateau for additional flooding. It's a level 2 out of 4, and even including the rest of our area for East Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, a low-end marginal risk. Now, I will say this updated look at the flooding potential for day 2 for Tuesday was issued before we really got into a lot of that flooding and the saturated soils, including Knoxville. So I would not be surprised, perhaps, if this elevated risk comes on up because we got so much rain. We got 2 to 4 inches of rain. So our ground is saturated. We're more primed with saturated soils and more heavy rain later tomorrow to get flooded. So I would not be surprised if that actually gets moved northward with the next update. So these continue to update a couple of times a day, but that's the latest. So that's what we're looking at as far as tomorrow. More scattered showers and storms redeveloping, and it's going to be another juicy, humid day tomorrow. It's going to be a warm and humid week, a little bit hot later this week as well. So plan on staying cool and keeping hydrated. So here's what happened today. We have an upper level disturbance that was moving through, and the steering flow aloft above our heads up in the mid levels, very weak. So the storms were slow moving. And then we had very warm and humid conditions. Once these scattered showers and storms got going, the slow movement and the tropical air, the very juicy, rich, humid air that was already in place, those two factors, slow movement and humid conditions, really contributed to the very heavy rainfall. So that's a recipe and ingredients for flooding when you have these slow-moving, heavier showers and thunderstorms. More of those continue in Alabama and Georgia. Now that we're seeing the heating lessen, we've already gotten raked over pretty good with heavy rain, we'll see the conditions improving for the rest of tonight. But that's kind of what the replay and what happened from earlier. Looking ahead, here's what we're looking at for later Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. Again, I don't have any pause points on that, so let me back it up and just walk it through. We'll kind of go through this tomorrow. So this is Tuesday morning. Let me take it full so you can see that a little bit better. So this is Tuesday midday. Got a batch of some scattered showers, weakening coming in into the afternoon. It looks like a little bit more focused northern areas. But here's what we're seeing. See this next round of thunderstorms, that's to our north and west, north of Nashville and Kentucky. That starts coming our way. Now this is one of our high-res models. Let me bring it back full, and I'm going to go ahead and put a pause point right there. Here's what we're looking at. This is one of our high-res models. It's bringing in a little bit later in the day, Tuesday into the evening. That may be a trend and correct. One of our other high-res models is a little bit faster, and so we'll see if that timing speeds up any, but it looks like this is 6 p.m. tomorrow, and we're looking at potentially after having a full afternoon of heating and very humid conditions, this is what we may have to watch out for with the more potential for heavier showers and thunderstorms sliding on in. So just wanted to show you that we have two different in-house high-res models. This particular one's bringing it in late in the day. So there's 7 to 8. And notice that's kind of a cluster of showers and storms. It's a little bit of a convective complex that's coming out of Kentucky rolling southeastward. Now we're not really expecting much in the way of severe storms. There could be a few isolated strong severe storms on the leading edge of that, with heavy rainfall still being the main concern. And that's what's going to kind of come on through. It looks like on this model run, generally speaking, we'll just say broadly between about 5 to 10 p.m. And then as we go 11 p.m. tomorrow, again, once we get those shower storms moving through, that's midnight tomorrow night. I'll just kind of let it play on through. Then that kind of exits on out. There's our, backing it up to Wednesday morning right there. It looks like northern areas could have a chance for another little clipper coming on down. It may be more Kentucky and Virginia, and that's why I have that chance for Wednesday morning. But once that moves on through, a little bit of ridging builds in. The rest of Wednesday and Thursday look to be warmer, hotter actually, and then we're going to see lower rain chances with some higher temperatures. So we've got the evening showers that will wind down tonight. It's going to be a warm and muggy night, low of 68. And tomorrow for your Tuesday, again, warm and humid prior to redevelopment of scattered showers and storms that's expected, especially late in the day. We're back in the mid 80s, going 84 for the high. So it could be about 85 if those thunder showers hold off a little bit. So mid 80s tomorrow. And then here's a look at that next chance again, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. We've got that higher chance for showers and scattered storms as we take it back full. That next round, early Wednesday morning possible, especially northern areas. The rest of Wednesday and Thursday expect to be a little bit drier. Now, look at Thursday and Friday, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. As the rain chances go down, the heat goes up, but then the next wave of showers and storms expected back in here later Friday, maybe Friday night, but then that is a frontal boundary that's expected to, right now, track on through the region. We'll keep an eye on it. If that front makes it just through the region, a little bit of more of a drier flow should be moving in. So we'll still have a chance for some spotty thunder showers, but overall, not expecting as far as the weekend goes for Saturday and Sunday, not expecting as much rain overall, mid 80s. And then we're back to a pattern of some scattered thunder showers possible by next Monday. So it's interesting. Yeah. Last week, this past week, we had pretty good weather with some lower humidity. Most of our weekend was nice. And then prior to last week, we had 2 weeks straight, remember, of measurable rain. Now this week, we're starting off with more of those rain chances. So it looks like we got another stretch of some decent rain chances. The good news, again, keep in mind, we're still significant drought in some areas, behind for the year. So the rain will help us catch up as we move through the summer months, and that can be a good thing. All right, so that's the latest. And again, we'll certainly keep you updated. Just want to take you back to radar one more time before we conclude, and just to double check on what we're seeing right now. Again, we had the heavy rainfall with the slow moving storms, heavy rain, flash flooding earlier. That's starting to improve. The heaviest rains are starting to taper. We still have the flash flood warnings, and we'll zoom on in and take a look at the latest on that. Still have a pair of flash flood warnings till 9:30 for Knoxville and 10:30 for northern areas. And again, the water levels will hopefully continue to come on down steadily now that the heaviest rains are moving out, but it takes a while. So again, just be safe, watch for high water. If you're out and about driving this evening or later tonight, be mindful that we had 2 to 4 inches of rain, so that water has to go somewhere. And it takes a while to flow, from the smaller creeks and streams into the bigger tributaries, into the larger rivers, and then eventually the lakes. And the runoff will be good. TVA will be happy for the hopefully a little bit higher lake levels trying to come up from the runoff. But it'll take a while for that to happen. So be safe out on the roads. We'll keep you updated. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a great night, and we'll keep you updated throughout the week.